Hey guys, it's Chloe, and today I am here with a brand new video. Today we are talking about some of my most anticipated 2018 releases, and we're doing it a little bit different this year. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the exciting releases between January and June of 2018. I actually have 14 books to talk about, so we're gonna go ahead and get started because this is gonna be a long video. Starting right off in January, coming out on January 2nd is Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. This is the second book in the DC Icon series, and of course it's in the title. This is all about Batman and Bruce Wayne. Now that I have read Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo, this was the first book in the DC Icon series, I am expecting this book to be a lot different than what I originally thought this series would be. I am expecting this to be a younger, teenage, adolescent, almost adult Bruce Wayne that we're dealing with, and even the cover kind of looks like that. Definitely did not on Wonder Woman, but that's a whole other story. I love superheroes. I prefer Marvel over DC, but I love all the superheroes anyway, so I'm super excited for this adaptation to come out, and it's already out, and I'm super excited, and I'm ready for it. The next book, which comes out on January 16th, is Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. This is a sci-fi book, and if you haven't heard about this book or know what it's about, where have you been? It's everywhere. It's on BookTube, it's on Book Twitter, it's everywhere. This is also the January book of the month for Once Upon a Read Along, and I'm super excited to be picking it up. I read the first part that was released about a year and a half ago when that came out, and that was really good and I enjoyed that, so I'm excited for a full-length novel. And it's also supposed to be a duology, I believe, so number 2 is being written right now, and I'm really excited to read book number 1, and I really hope that I enjoy it. And the last January book comes out on January 30th, and it is Wires and Nerve Volume 2, Gone Rogue by Marissa Meyer, one of my favorite authors. This is, for now, the last book in the Lunar Chronicles universe that we know of. It's the last volume in her graphic novel series about Aiko, and I am like, I'm sad because I love the Lunar Chronicles so much, and this is the last thing we're getting of it, the last piece that we're getting for now, and she's already started writing a new series, and this is actually going to be the February book of the month for Once Upon a Read Along, and I'm so excited to read it, and so sad, but still really excited to see these characters again. Moving on to February, coming out on February 13th is The Traitor Prints by CJ Redwine. This is the third book in her Ravenspire series. This is a retelling. I'm not exactly sure of what. I believe it's The Prince and the Pauper mixed with something else, but I do not remember what it was. She already has 2 books out in the series, and I enjoy them. They're not connected, they're just companions set in the same world, but I enjoyed the first 2, and I am excited for this one to see where it goes. The cover is gorgeous. The first one had a red spine but was white cover. The second one was blue, and this one is purple, so I'm really excited to read this, and especially about a fairy tale that I'm not as familiar with. So I'm really excited for that because y'all know I love retellings. Moving on to March, coming out on March 13th is Obsidium by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the third book in the Illuminae Files series. I have not started the series, but I'm planning on doing it hopefully this month because Obsidium is actually the Once Upon a Read Along book of the month for March. And it's huge. So I'm really excited to get into this series and start it. I have heard fantastic things about it, so I'm really excited to read it. I know my friend Kat loves this series, so of course I'm excited. And the cover is gorgeous too. There was a lot of talk of guessing of what the color of the cover would be, and it ended up being black, and it's absolutely beautiful. But I've heard a lot of great things about this series, and I'm excited to pick it up and then pick up this book and read it with everybody else. Moving on to April, coming out on April 10th is Winterglass by Lexa Hillier. This is the second book in the Spindlefire series, which is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty. I'm really excited to pick this one up. I don't know if it's the last one or not, or if this is duology or not, but I'm excited to pick it up and find out what happens because, again, first one on a cliffhanger, but it was really, really good, and it's one of the only Sleeping Beauty retellings that I've ever read, I think. So I'm really excited to continue on with the series. Next, coming out on April 17th is Love and War by Melissa de la Cruz. This is the sequel to Alex and Eliza, A Love Story. Let me tell you, this sequel popped out of nowhere because I had no idea it was happening, and all of a sudden we have a cover reveal, and I'm like, what? What? So this is a continuation of the Alex and Eliza story, and I am excited, especially because I had no idea that it was coming out. The cover is gorgeous, and I loved Alex and Eliza, and I love the whole Hamilton story, so I am pumped for this release. Moving on to May, we have A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This is the next book in the ACOTAR series. Y'all know how I feel about the ACOTAR series. First one, I hated. The second one, I only liked the second half, and the third one, I loved. So this is supposed to be a bridge between the first 3 books and the last 3 books, and which is like the continuation of the story, but we don't know if we're following new characters or not in the continuation of the series. So this is that bridge, and I guess we're gonna find out what happens next. I don't know, but I'm ready. And that is coming out on May 1st. Also coming out on May 1st, we have On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. This is her second book, her first one being The Hate You Give, which was absolutely amazing. So I am very, very excited to see what happens next with Angie Thomas and her new book. This title was actually just released at Y'all Fest, so we don't know too much about it, but I'm really excited to read it and hopefully love it, because I loved The Hate You Give. Next, coming out on May 8th, we have Puddin' by Julie Murphy. This is the sequel to Dumplin', and I read Dumplin' a while ago. I think if it wasn't the beginning of 2017, it was the beginning of 2016. But I really, really enjoyed Dumplin', so I'm excited to see what goes on in this book. From what I understand, it is a companion set in the same world, but we're following a new main character. So that'll be exciting to see what happens. And it also happens after the events of Dumplin'. And coming out on May 15th, we have War Storm by Victoria Aveyard, the final book in the Red Queen series. I have a lot of mixed feelings about the Red Queen series. I enjoyed Red Queen, but the second and third one kind of started going downhill for me. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings as well about the first book, but I've decided that I just want to finish this series. Even though I have a lot of mixed feelings on it, I still want to finish it, and I enjoyed the first book so much. So I'd like to finish the series and see where it ends. Moving on to June. Coming out on June 5th, we have Save the Date by Morgan Matson, her new book. I don't know too much about this book, except it involves a wedding somehow with our main character. So I kind of just go into Morgan Matson books blind. I don't know too much about them, if anything at all. So I think I'm going to leave it that way with this book. I love everything Morgan Matson does. I have read almost all of her books, so I'm excited to see where this one goes too. And coming out on June 26th, we have My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brodie Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. This is the companion sequel to My Lady Jane. So this is a historical retelling of Jane Eyre. The first one was Lady Jane Grey, and now we're following Jane Eyre, and I am ready for it. This cover is gorgeous. I love it. And the first book was hilarious, so I'm so excited to pick up this book to see what these ladies have come up with, because the first book was just so funny, and I'm hoping the same thing will happen with this book, and I love this cover so much. I almost forgot to talk about this book, but also coming out on June 5th is From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. This is the same author who wrote When Dimple Met Rishi, which I haven't read yet, but I'm still really excited to read. There's a lot of hype with that. A lot of people love that book, and I am super excited for this other book by her. It is not a sequel to When Dimple Met Rishi. It is just another book that she has written that I am so excited about. I don't know anything about this book as well. I don't know anything about When Dimple Met Rishi too. I know like a little bit, but not a lot, and I'm going to prefer to go in blind with both of these books. And the last book I'm going to talk about today, which doesn't fit into a category yet, and by category I mean month, and that is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. So, this is the third book in the Ember and the Ashes series, which had an original release date in April. That date was pushed back to May 22nd. Now, the announcement that it was pushed back to May is not anywhere on her Instagram anymore, and Goodreads says it is now coming out on June 12th. I don't know what's true. At the time of filming this, there has been no announcement by Sabaa of any type of another release date change. I don't know what's going on, So it either comes out in May or in June. I don't actually know, but I'm still excited about this book nonetheless. I just would like a solid release date so I can read it and love it and enjoy it. And I know I want this to be a Once Upon a Read-Along book, but until we have a solid release date, I cannot fit it into a month. So I don't know where it stands in the spectrum. So guys, those are all of my 2018 anticipated releases for January to June. In July, I will be posting another video for July to December. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Down in the comments below, let me know any releases you are anticipating. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to check out my vlog channel, Chloessence, it's linked in the description below. And if you'd like to see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!